Once again, this past Sunday was our biggest attendance day ever since we shut down for the pandemic. Things continue to grow. If you haven't joined us, this Sunday would be a great opportunity to come see how things are going. Sunday morning at 9, Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. You know, I've always been blessed by having a great family. Growing up, I had two uncles that were former fighter pilots. One was on my mother's side, one was on my father's side. You've heard me talk about my cousin Mark. Well, his dad, my Uncle Bill, was also a great fisherman. He taught us a lot about fishing and about boating as we were small children in South Florida. He had a 20-foot wooden boat that was powered by two 35-horsepower Evinrudes. It was a very respectable boat speed-wise for its time. In 1962, Mercury came out with their first 100-horsepower outboard. They called it the Mercury 1000, Tower of Power, and they painted it Phantom Black, which was the first black outboard that Mercury ever produced. And that Phantom Black color is their brand signature to this day. But we fished all over South Florida. And then one day, Uncle Bill sold his boat to a man from church, and he gave up fishing altogether. I thought he was crazy, but he went back to a passion that he had for flying. And in my teenage years, I saw him trade planes like cars. Every 3 or 4 years, he would shift to another plane. Then one day, he sold his plane, changed his passion to rebuilding cars. And he rebuilt old cars all the way up until the time of his death. Two things that he never lost his interest or passion for. One was his family, and one was the church. We all know people that have been extremely interested in the church. And today we wonder where they are. They've lost that interest. I've seen interest change in my life. We all do. I want to read this morning from Hebrews chapter 13, beginning in verse 1 through 8. And the verse that I want to focus on this morning is verse 8. Keep on loving each other as brothers. Do not forget to entertain strangers, for by doing so, some people have entertained angels without even knowing it. Remember those in prison as if you were their fellow prisoners, and those who are mistreated as if you yourselves were suffering. Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure, for God will judge the adulterer and all the sexually immoral. Keep your lives free from the love of money, and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. So we say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Remember your leaders who spoke the word of God to you. Consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. We've all seen people lose their interest, but Jesus Christ never changes, and our interest for him should never change. Be safe. Stay well out there.